And my screwdriver. Shit. Screwdriver. I recorded a few songs the other night, not far from my house here, great studio. A fella named Jackson, great engineer, but working on some good stuff. I'm still working on it, but I do want to say real fast. This is sorry. I've had this idea for as long as I can remember, but I have, and I'm crying about it still. Like all my ideas that nobody listens to me, even though I should get off my lazy ass and make a Bonzoleum brand of stuff how I think it should be. I just need a trillionaire investor. Let's do it. All right, here's the deal. Rail consulates. Okay, even the reissues. Ludwig then did their version. I'm talking modern. You know, you might be able, I think you could probably get rail consulates in your Ludwig drums, probably as late as the late 80s maybe. But they had this Wahlberg and Auger. I'm not going to get into that, but my point is, you've seen these before. Ow. Get it. All right. Hang on. Okay, Ludwig. This is classic Ludwig. They got rid of sort of the nuts on top where you could like bolt them on, I should say, in the early 60s. But essentially, they could just bring these babies back exactly, precisely as is. I've talked to Maxwell about it, Steve Maxwell, because it's within his power, it used to be. But these have such an advantage over all the reissue ones that like DW did, Gibraltar did, Ludwig did. Because of the nature of it, they go so high off the drum. You know, it's very cumbersome for case. I mean, it's just a pain in the ass. Let's just put it that way. So what I did is years ago, since I did have a drum set that had a rail on it, I was turned off to rails at a younger age when I was selling some drums to a collector in the South. God love him. He was a good dude. But anyway, I got to get into this real fast. Actually, I can't. Well, yeah, why don't I? This particular time, I was selling him a set of drums. It was a Sky Blue Pearl 2012-14 Ludwig. Like literally, it looked like they'd been played 10 times. They had bags. There was a 5x14 chrome Superphonic to whom I sold my friend Ryan back in the day. Well, I think still has it. Hopefully he didn't get rid of it. He might have, that rat. But it was one of those 1965 Supras. Like Ludwig went through eras where the plating was really good in the 60s for a little while. And then it got a little funky, and then pitting, you know, you just can't put copper right on aluminum. But anyway, back to the rail. I packaged up this kit. The 20 was in one box, and the 12 and the 14 were in the other box, 2 boxes. And in those days, I was sort of messing around with Bill. Is his name. And on the return, in those days, it was paperwork. We had like 3 copies. It was a pink and a yellow. You'd literally fill it out, which I hated because I have a hard time writing. But you'd also write on the box. You know, there'd be like a UPS label. This was before like the digital print stick, you know. And I think one of those actual 3 copies would go into a little envelope on the box. I swear to gosh. But anyway, in the return, on the actual sticker I wrote on the box, or I might have just written on the top of the box, instead of Keating, I wrote Kong, K-O-N-G, and that sort of came about because I joke around with Bill. I'd be like, yeah, I'm the king of the drums. He'd be like, oh, I'm the king of the drums, you know, because he had a trillion kits. He was like the Harvey Keitel of the South of used drum wheeling and dealing. And but the bass drum, I thought I packaged it really well. I cut some corners probably, but what happened is as the drum was laid on its side, the original Ludwig rail consulate, identical to this, was on top. And what I did is I should have, of course, removed it, especially for a journey like that. But what I did what a lot of drummers typically did is I just loosened this nut. By the way, why we can't find this exact nut size outer, but with the inner threading of this, they kind of don't exist anymore. I think you used to be able to get them in bike shops back in the day. On eBay, sometimes these are like $250 a piece. But check this out. On this particular one, so on the 4-hole Ludwig from about, what was it, like maybe 58 or 59 on, but 58, what, to 62 maybe, somebody might say, or 3, maybe earlier, I don't know. You could remove, if you unscrewed these, this would come off, but it wasn't meant, I think, to be like a modular thing, because there's nuts on the bottom that secure it, so it'd be a huge hassle. But it dawned on me that in these bananas, okay, they call that the banana, the hole on top is bigger, so like stove bolts can go in, but on the bottom of the cylinder, hang on. Time out. This better not fall off. Okay. So here's the banana, right? Look at that. But look at that. The bottom is threaded. Okay, I'm going to say it again. This actual thing in and of itself, the bottom is threaded. Okay? You don't even need that necessarily threaded. The hole in the top, where this goes, it's sort of, by the way, this is sort of a different version of there are a couple different versions of these screws. Oh yeah, like you can see here. Like I don't know if you can see that, but see that, I think the earliers were like that. So even though it was sort of carved out like that, like a crater, they used these sort of flathead, which they could still use. God, tell me that doesn't look so cool. See how low and cool it is? You make it nickel plated. But then see how I did this though. So when I get these old rail consolates, I remove the nut on the underside there, okay, between here, this reinforcement thing. I unscrew this, and that nut secures that bolt on. So in this fashion, it's not entirely modular. You know, I'm going to say, I wonder if I did have some of these bananas that were thread on the bottom too. I think you get double effect. I'm serious, at least for stability of torque on the thing itself. But anyway, so, oh, wait a minute, I got to go back to the UPS story. So what happened is apparently somebody at UPS then put the box up, even though it said this end up, turned it this way. Somebody probably said something real hard on top of the bass drum. This was facing down. And it went like literally right through the shell. And of course, I used insurance. I think I was given that kit to Bill for, at the time, like $650 maybe, which now that'd be a hell of a kit, man. 2012-14 sky blue, like right out of the frickin' factory boxes. Oh, the smell of that paint. You squeeze the drum, it goes in your face, and just the smell, it's like 1960, well, I guess technically you'd probably have to say mid-60s. But I'd say 50s kind of more. Because it just smells like a 50s, how I think a 50s paint would smell. But my point is so this thing went through the drum. The drum was damaged. Sorry. Got Bill filed a claim, or I told him to file the claim, of course. I got the insurance money for it eventually. Like, it finally came in late. Because what happened was, I wrote Kong on the box. Some smartass at UPS wrote Kong on the checks. I think they were like, you fucking idiot. They sent it off. I'm totally serious. So the Kong check came. What did I insure it for? $650. I guess I insured it for $650. Quick side story. You know what actually helped me there? It wasn't on that. Was it on that one? Yeah, I think it was on that one. I think I know what it was. That's what it was. UPS contested the claim. And, or at least the claim of what I had the money invested for the payback if something happened. So I used Ned Ingerman. You remember Ned Ingerman out in Iowa? It used to be like a paper that would come out, and there'd be stuff for sale. And in those days, the prices would look cheap now looking back at it, but in those days, it was like double what you'd normally pay for that stuff. Anyway, I was able to use that Ned Ingerman inflated values at the time, I think, to shore up my appeal for the money that I paid the insurance for, to get $650 back, which came to me. But they also let me keep the drums. Actually, I think Bill got to keep, I should say, maybe I shouldn't complain so much. Bill got, I think, to keep the floor tom and the no, actually, I think I took that all back. That's right, because who did I sell that stuff to? All I know is I hacked the badge off the bass drum, a mint condition badge. I sold it to Mike from Midwest Buy and Sell. God, this would have been 20 years ago. Anyway, so Kong was on the check, blah, blah, blah. Another month or two went by, finally got a check back that said Terry Keating paid the order up. Oh, but back to this. So do you see how in the end result, if you essentially, like if Steve Maxwell You ever see Steve Maxwell play rudiments or drum? I'm telling you, man, there's more than enough Buddy Rich in Steve Maxwell. You know what I mean? I don't know how old he is, but if you watch him, man, he could, I think, be up there with Dick Cully and the rest of the guys. I'm dead serious. He might. I don't think he'd blush if I said that, but that guy's a monster. But anyway, so Steve, check this out. Now that I'm buttering up, look at this. You just go like this, and you screw it on, and that holds. Especially if you can make this out of a better metal, maybe, or a tighter, maybe more of like the tighter screwing they do now, like on the tension rods and the. Just for more sticky wicky. The ickiest of the sticky wicky. I was just watching oh, wait, hang on. You got to see this. So check this out. Yeah, what the fuck? I got to just carry on here. I'm getting all crazy. Oh, yeah, no, the bottom of this cylinder is not threaded. Let me say it again. The bottom of this particular cylinder is... Oh, yeah, so see how it just kind of goes into the... Uh-oh. What the... Oh, no, I can't use this banana on here. Yeah, can I? What the hell's going on? Hang on, it's a little... Yeah, you know what it is? Sometimes on the different, with the production specs of these days, back in the day, sometimes it is a... What the... Come on! I'm saying, come on, in honor of... This might rip this off the... I can't use this. Oh, I know why, gosh damn it. And I'll tell you why. This one is for the way I have the bases sort of drilled on my amber Vistalite. This is my cashmere one that I take out. For the amber Vistalite. Hang on. Holy God, what is happening? This is my... Oh no, where's the frickin'... Oh, F it. It's gotta be here somewhere. I'll find it. Alright, so here we go. Oh. No, I'm storing this one because it has... See, I'm storing it because it has... Here's the thing. So in the take it off position, you can leave the strap. This is called the strap where you left it. You know what I mean? So literally, if I remove the modular thing, if I just go, this slips like you put it in a little case. You can even get like a little case, like a little sort of, almost like you put like a sandwich in. You slip it in there, and it's perfect in your position. No more adjusting. Then you get back. Here's the gig. So you go like this. Put that baby right on there and screw it in. So Steve Maxwell, I think I mentioned this to Steve before, but I didn't get this into this much depth. But now I have to install, oh, for the love of God. Hang on. All right. I'm going to figure this out. Oh, I know what it is. Shit, I've used it. Actually, you know what it is? This one actually is, the top of it is, the bananas are a little different on a couple. Remember how I said there was a period of time earlier on where they would put bolts, the bolts at the top would sort of be flat, like flush with the flattened, leveled area here. So this is an older one. So this requires, we could standardize this stuff. Ooh. This requires, see, I can't misplace these. That'd be trouble. Hang on. Oh, time out. Wait a minute. Oh, no, I got it right here. See, I have a couple of these. Here we go. This is the one that goes to this kit. Sorry about the delay. And you gotta bring back a stay set key, Ludwig, if you can. But check out this old CNC key, which is no relation to this Carrington and Cardwell drum company of now, CNC. These things are great. There's a drummer on the East Coast that I bought a bunch of these from. He was selling them real cheap on eBay, too. And then somebody bought a bunch from him on eBay. I think it was selling them real expensive. I haven't sold any of these on eBay, I swear to the Lord. But I have given them out to people I know. Like, hey, how are you? Terry Keating. Hey, you have one of these? I swear to gosh. They're great. But they work. They're designed to work right on these Ludwig nuts. Remember the ones that I said? See how tall they are? And how big the exterior of the nut is to the hole. It's something you don't see off the shelf anymore. Ludwig, if you make those. So what I'm going to do is, since this one has the later configuration, maybe 1962 or 63, the later configuration from 1902 or 63, where it will fit nice and it'll fit better. It'll get closer. It makes it get. Is this one threaded? Is this one of the threaded ones? Okay. This one, maybe the later ones were kind of threaded. All right, so here we go. Let's do this. I'm so embarrassed about how much time this is taking. My mind is somewhere there. You know where it is? I've been working on a song. Like I said in the beginning, I was recording some stuff, some drums, and I was sparking my chord, what I heard chord-wise, to Jackson, who was an extremely talented musician, but also really good as an engineer come producer, man. This guy is a great producer. You know, if he and I make something, we'll do it's going to be co-production. Gosh damn it. God darn it. But here's a link to that kind of song. We did like 3 songs at the studio the other day. I put it up yesterday or the day before. I'll put a link up to it now. Anyway, normally if this was done properly, this is what I mean. It could be done with new stuff today. Do you know what I mean? You really could. Hang on. Oh my God. Why is that not getting? Oh, because it's threaded. Of course it is. Ring of Fire. Is that the one that's threaded? Hang on. Is it really? I'm not kidding here. You know, they're not supposed to be threaded. So when you make that one's not threaded. All right, let's try it again. Jesus, help me. And there it goes. Yes. All right, there's a riff I can make a song of. Jackson. That's one. I put some heavy drums to that. You get some keys on there. We'll be like the Black Keys, except it'll be a bass player synthesizer, man. Well, maybe we need a keyboard. We probably gotta get Mitch. We need a guitar player. We'll be like Bonhamy Kraftwerk. I think we could actually be Bonwork. But come on. So anyway, Ludwig or Steve or anybody wants to make one of these, I guess I could do it under the Bonzoleum name, for the love of God. But see how this seriously goes in? Do you see how? Can you hear me? That furnace is loud enough. All right. So here we go. Oh, I'm such a skull. I should have. If you're not. Actually, that's the song that I kind of. It makes me think the original song that I have on there called. What do we have it called? The Opus. It's the theme music for the Bonzoleum channel. Imagine hearing in there. I'm dead serious in that song. So now that this is on there, these keys were sold by a drummer on the East Coast. Oh my God, he's got a channel, and he's like a superstar. He's like a Ted Reed of the East Coast. I don't know if he ever got the recognition he deserved. But, see, I'm putting this a little closer to the lug. I want it a little higher. I don't want it too low. So I might have to change this. But with this handy dandy CNC key, or a key that in fact, a sandcast key that a lady made, God love her, very heavy duty. God, what's her name? She's married to frickin' the fella that played Nuclear Burn, usually live in Brand X. What's his name? Played in Brand. Oh, this one. That key, Sandcast. Sherry Willoughby made a bunch of these and sold them. These are great keys, Sherry, if you could make these again. But they work not just for the nuts, but also for the nuts, or also wing nuts too, because there's a slit. You can also tune with this, and a Premier Sonar one on this end. Where else was I going with this? I came over here for. Oh yeah, I know what I came over here for. Hang on. Wait, what did I do with that one? I had one. Oh yeah, probably the one. What did I do with it? I was thinking about getting the tom on. I could just take this one. Well, that's what I'm going to do for now to save time. Comes right out. I'm telling you, Steve Maxwell otherwise made perfect examples of those Ludwig. I mean, that's really high quality stuff. Like I said, I don't know if he sells them anymore. If he's all right. So I'm going to put this on. All right. All right. Come on, baby. All right. So, check this. Wait, where was I going earlier? Well, anyway, so here we are. A company should make these babies. You know, I told Peisty forever, make the giant beats, make the giant beats. They finally, giant beats came out. They made prototype soundage. For the love of God, Eric Peisty, let's chat again. You're a good man. All right, so here we go. So this is a 10 by 14. It's a Gretsch shell. What's the name on here? I think this is a Kent type situation. It's a perfection. I'm going to have to tune this up, though. But I'm going to mount this baby. It's got the original head on the bottom. So original Weather King. This is old, this head. I would imagine early 60s at least. And then I threw on a coated Diplomat on the bottom. Okay, so I'm going to use the original head for the top. God, this is kind of heavy. I hope. Well, it's not well, actually, I'm going to put mock lugs on it, I think. But till then, all right, let's get this on. Shit, hang on. I mean, darn. Oh, I got to put a nut on here. Screw it. It's okay. I know this looks so. Oh man, because I should have mounted it here. All right, no, actually, wait a minute. This will be good. All right, so I'm going to do this sort of half-assed. I typically wouldn't do this when the drum's on there, I think. But let me get that a little further down. No, yeah, but I want to get a little lower, right? I want to get lower. Get lower that way, man. So we're going to... Oh, the drummer on the East Coast. Massachusetts, I think. God, what is his name? All right, come on, baby. See how it's moving slightly? I guess I can... Yeah, I'll tie it a little more. All right. Oh, perfect. All right, get the hi-hat out of the way. Actually, I really don't have to leave that just there. So now what I'm doing is I'm securing it. Remember, this could be done with you could use a wrench, proper, but it's actually, you know, sometimes if you don't use these, like if you use a socket wrench, it is good to have one of those little wrenches just to totally torque it on there. You do that in the old days. Of course, on modern Neo-made ones, we could fix that maybe with like a better washer or something. But it'll give it a little torquey work. But before a cashmere gig, if I'm going to be playing with my hands, especially on those frickin' ambers, I will take, you know, those little crescent wrench thingies and be like, I'll totally torque, especially for the cymbal thing too. So there it is. I guess I could. All right, hang on. You know what I really have? I don't want to be, I'm sorry for being so half-arsed. But you know what I'm going to do? This is going to be the longest Bonzoleum video of all time, but I really should put a nut on this. I got to cut out in a little while. I'm getting together today with George, my friend George, and my friend Ryan. Not to be confused with George Ryan, the Chicago politician. Hang on a second. Right, so I'm going to get me. Oh, sorry. One of those nuts. Stand by. I know I have some in a little blue jar. In a little blue, hang on, jar. Where's the blue jar? Where's the blue jar? You know, I have so many drum parts. I need some collector person to meet somewhere, lay all the stuff out, and be like, what will you give me for this? Just give me a number. I don't give a lowball me if you want. I can't guarantee I'll take it. This is what I was looking for. We've got it on there already. All right, the little blue jar. The little blue jar. come out. Where is the little blue jar? The little blue jar. Where the little blue jar? For the love of God. I'm sorry. I will find that little blue jar. And what I do, I'm going to, what I'm going to do actually right now is I will swipe. Nothing there. I should take it from that hunk that I had over here. I'm going to get rid of this clock face Ludwig rail console. If somebody wants the damn thing. Well, sorry, I can't. Well, yeah. My booty is growing. So I'll take it from here, but where do I want to take it from there? I think I'll take it from here because that's too complicated. A little upper. All right. So, oh yeah. So I recorded some stuff. It's going to be great, man. I'm telling you. I want to do. I think I could do movie soundtracks, or like TV show soundtracks with some of these. I have little like things in my head, like melodies all the time. Hang on a second. I'm just going to set this. I know this is so Irish because I'm very Irish. This is what I do. My anxiety is through the roof. Sometimes I have micro panic attacks when I'm actually doing a task, especially if the camera's rolling for some reason. Where's the... Oh, here it is. All right. So, I'm going to do... Oh, there's no washer on this guy. So I will take the washer from that. Oh no! Please don't fall in. Diehard collectors and people, all things Ludwig. What am I doing here that I should do while I do this? When you thread one of these, what should I do? I need to get something of the proper girth of the hole. For the love of the Lord. This guy here. See this? So it's this is the safety to prevent it from falling through and having to sometimes you have to take the frickin' open up that drum and take the frickin' heads off. Hang on a second here. Hang on. There's the furnace. Hang on. I'm so sorry about the delay here. I really, this was half-arsed. Half-assed. Is that on there properly? Hang on. Oh. There we go. There we go. Okay, now I don't need that anymore because now that that is secured, I'm now going to. Remember, the diplomat is on the bottom. All right, so, oh yeah, hang on a second. Let me get this. So this might be a teeny bit rough for now, because I don't think that nut has ever been off that drum. So maybe here. See, remember, the cool thing is the new Ludwig, this is a new Ludwig bracket. For the past, 20, 25 years, they have teeth in the inside insert. Okay, let's see here. That's pretty, that's secure. I hope it is. Okay. Yeah, so, yes! So there, let's hear it for the very first time. For the very first time, this will be played by me. It's a little... Hang on. Something that I do have to repair a little something. Yeah. Where are you? Where are you? There's one log that has been sort of rendered. Oh, I know why. I got such a skull. I kind of just finger tightened this and sort of. Yeah, I didn't really tighten this proper. Hang on. Let me see. Oh.